Love that song. Good song. Saw them live last year. Yeah. And damn good live as well. That is assuming that the music comes through on stream. I've absolutely no idea if that works. So record it to a different track. Like the VoDs and stuff. But anyway, few puzzles in the list. Hoping to make a start with Japanese sums today. I'll have to see how it goes. A bit later than planned. But it should be alright. Different cat cam today. He's shifted up somewhere else. Less practical. So yeah, Nurator puzzle starting off in the fog. Standard Sudoku, standard black dot, white dot. And quads as well with grey circles. And then you split it into these spiral galaxies. So rotationally symmetric, I assume. Yeah, 180 degree rotationally symmetric. Without overlaps. Oh, and all cells are part of the galaxy. Digits in the galaxy sum up to 27 as well. And then anything that's a circle is the center of a galaxy. I feel like I might have done this puzzle before, but I'll give it a go again. They're different, aren't they? And perhaps it changed as well from where it was before. Yeah, because I think it might not have had the, or it might have missed the sum to 27 or something like that. Anyway, so we can start to build these up a bit. That'll be its own galaxy down there. And it's got to be at least 4 because it sums to 27. Can they repeat in the galaxy? Looks like they can, absolutely fine. Of course, this will have to grow as well, won't it? So that sums to what, 14 at the moment? 5 or a 7 and a 4 down here. And of course, those two don't grow either. This cell can't be part of blue, because then blue would do that and it would trap in this little thing, which would have to sum to 27. So that's a new colour, which also has to grow. That cell can't be pink. In fact, pink is just this little 2x2. That's how it's trapped in by the other ones. This cell's therefore got to be blue. Now this has got to grow as well, doesn't it? Let's make that orange. Got to be at least 4 cells long. It could do that sort of thing even. Yeah. I mean, if it went sort of all the way along. Probably can't. But there could also just be a long line as well. Yellow's got to escape out of here to have enough. And there's another one which is not yellow, is it either? So that's a new colour. Let's make that another orange. Drawing lines where it can't grow, sort of thing. Can't go that way, can't go that way. And this sums to 27, so that's going to be 4, 6, 8, and 9. It's the only way that works with it, including a 4. One's down here somewhere. If that was the last cell, it just took those 4. Surely it can't get big enough from this. Because that would be at most 7, 5, 3. So 15. Yeah. So it's definitely going to take this cell as well. Oops. So we can colour in those ones. With this not having a 1. You can get there. Wait, can you? Can digits repeat? Do not repeat, right. So yeah, so this can't have a 1, or this has got to grow, basically. So that grows like that. 6s, oh no, 6s are in here already. Huh. So if this took all 3 of those cells, then these 3 would go here and would go there, and then you'd have a problem with this cell, because that would be blue growing like that. Blue would be repeating, so in fact that's yellow there. And it's not the case necessarily that every galaxy has a... Oh, yes it is. All centers of galaxies contain a circular clue. So behind the fog here, there's presumably a circular clue. What's that going to... Oh, it's going to be an odd cell, isn't it? Because it's not going to be a dot and it's not going to be a quad. So you could put that in if you wanted, I suppose. Which is interesting. Who cuts off like that? And we know that sums to 27 in 6. So it's not having 18 as its other sum in 3. That's not saying much. Yeah, because that could be like an 8, 9, and then it wouldn't have a 1 as well. Yeah, so if orange, 2, 3, if orange tried to come out, it would have to do something like that, and that's taking way too many cells, doesn't it? Yeah, that's already 10. So it can't turn left, else it's not going to be rotationally symmetric, or it'll be more than 9 cells, which is a problem. So that's not a line. It's got to keep on growing, because it's got to be at least 4 long. So this cell could probably be something else, and then pink looks like this, perhaps. Maybe drop down like that sort of thing. And these, I mean, that 5, 7 goes in one of those 2 spots. That probably doesn't say much yet. So if this is only 4 long without a 6, it could be 3, 7, 8, 9, or 9, 7. In fact, that's the only thing it can be, isn't it? Because it can't be anything else with just a 9 and an 8, because that's only then 6 and 4. Or if it's 9, if it doesn't have an 8, then it's at most 25. So that would have to be 3, 7, 8, and 9 if it's just done in 4. So is that a problem? Forces that to be a 3, 7 pair. Nothing immediately wrong with it, I don't think. That can't grow that way. So this cell's either part of the big orange cell. Oh, and it can't be, because of course the maximum it can be is 6 cells big. So orange doesn't grow anymore, and this is green. And then that's the maximum size of green as well. This cell can't be pink or orange. Let's make that a new color, yellow. Oops. And yellow's got to at least come to there. Do this shape? No, because pink extends into one of those 2. So yellow's got to keep growing this way. So that cell could be yellow. That sort of thing. Pink needs another 13, doesn't it? Which can only happen in 2. Yeah. because for every extra cell you add, you'd add 2 more. You always add cells in 2s, sort of thing, is what I'm trying to get out there. So you got 14, you need another 13. So that's either going to be 5, or it's only going to be 5 and 8, isn't it? Is the only way that works. So one of these is a pink 5 and a pink 8 on either side. Which doesn't say much, I don't think. It'd be nice if this was a 5. A 4's a 5 and an 8 like that. Let's think about 27 and 6. Is that interesting? It's probably quite a lot of ways that you can make it, to be honest. So if that's that sums 10, works with 8, 9. Yeah, there's going to be hundreds of options, isn't there, I think? Do you always need a... No, that works, because that sums to 28. So without it, it sums to 27. So you don't always need a 1 either. If this was 27 and 5, which is its other option. Oh, what the hell is this colour? Can't be yellow, surely. What's yellow doing then? Like that? Even though that's... I can't even get it to work in my head which way around that would bend. It's symmetric around that cell. Yeah, it looks like that, doesn't it? Yeah. But that's way too big anyway. So this definitely is orange. And you can close it off because pink either takes that and that. And it can't take this cell. So we know pink goes here and here. Finish off pink. That's got to be yellow. So yellow is going to come out some sort of length and then just have a little tail at the end there. But it could do immediately here. Hey, Lulero. So neither of those 2 cells are 5s or 8s. Slightly annoying that 6 is in here, else you'd force it into yellow. Can we do some leftover stuff? Well, like the fact that that sums to 27 means this sums to 18. Oh, and then that sums to 27, leaves 18. So that sums to 12. And that sums to 6 as something. Oh, that's even a 1-5 pair. That should do a fair bit. 2, 3... Oh, that can still be a 7 with this here. Huh. Interesting. But this is made up of 1, 4, 5, 8, 9. So that can't be a 5, 8 because it sees both of those two. 7s are in here. Got a 1 and a 5. So that sums to 6. We need another 21. That can only ever be a 7. Now we've got 13 needs another 14. That's 6, 8. With 2, 4 and 2, 4, 3, 9, that looks like. Yeah. That's, yeah, that could easily just sum to 9. Or it could sum quite big. 2s and 3s are here though, so that gets rid of 3s there, pops them in here. These cells, not 2, 3, or 6. In fact, we should just be able to write in what they are, surely. So we've got 11, got 16 left over. Oh, that does work with a 5 and 7. I was hoping to get rid of those, but 4, 5, 7 gets you the 16 you need. If it's not 4, 5, and 7, because that's the minimum without a 1, it would have to be 1, 7, 8. So it's either 4, 5, and 7, or it's 1, 7, 8. So you can get rid of a 9 from here. And I think that's about it. Yeah. Huh. That didn't do all that much. 2s and 3s, there's a 2, 3 pair and a 7 even. Nice, that gives you a 6 and 8, that column. Get rid of 6s from here, put some there. 1s are now over here. Anything else? Oh, 9s are also over here. So this is now a 2, 3, 9. Hit this box. And... oh yeah, so you can't be a 4, 5, 7. Or like, ones are in here, that's the easier thing to see, isn't it? So that's a... apparently not a 7, or else that would have cleared some fog. What have I done wrong there? 16... yeah, that's not... apparently not quite correct. Where's that gone wrong? That sums to 14. There's only one way of making 13 once you've used those digits, isn't there? 4, 9, and 6, 7 are both gone. And that's, yeah, that's 7 was correct. And all of this math seemed to work out. 17, yeah, 27. Oh god, ones can be over here. There was my problem. So when did I assume that? Here. So I thought ones were only in here in this box, but they can be over here. But either way, they're not 9s. And yeah, so you're either 4, 5, 7, or you're 1, 1, 7, 8. So you always have a 7, yeah, which we know. Right, but nines are in here, so this is a 2, 3, 9, and that's just some big old quad over there, isn't it? But that gives you that 4, 9, 4, 8 even, and that is a 1, 6. So we can now get rid of ones here and ones go there. So this doesn't have a 1 or an 8. That is a 4, 5, 7 with a 1 and 5 at the bottom, an 8 at the top, and a 5 over here. Lots of digits now. These aren't 8s. That is in fact a 1, 8 and a 4, 5, 9. Nice. These sum to 14, need 13 more. Definitely have a 1. Yeah, so that only works with 1, 5, 7. Looking at what's left in the row. In that column even. With a 2, 9, so that's not a 3 or a 9. That is a 2, 1 pair. Like this. Nothing else that we can clear from here immediately. But this is a new galaxy. Oh, and this has got a center now. So that is finished off like this. This one comes down, also has a center. Got to look like that. Oops. This one's got to come out. And he's probably... so you can't do that, or else you close in too much. So the only shape that does work is this. And he's got to grow. Let's make you yellow. That's a center. A new one, let's not make that green. Let's have that as blue. And we'll do something like that, I suspect. You be part of it? Oh, in fact, yeah, because it doesn't go this way. This is the center. If he didn't take that cell, he'd have to go like this, and then you trap it. So that's definitely green. Green doesn't grow that way. So yeah, so this isn't part of this, because that's just way too big, so that's a new color. And blue's got to grow out this way for sure. Can't take that cell or else you're not going to be symmetric. So that is green. And that looks like the end of green. Yep. Got 12 so far. Need another 15. Yeah, no, you are definitely going to need a 1, aren't you? Because otherwise your 4, 5, 6 is a minimum in yellow. But you don't have a 5. So that's a 1 and a 6, 8 pair to finish that one off. This sums to 27, 28, 17 more. I mean, that's not 6 or 8. No, it could be with a 3. Wasn't doing my maths right. Few options for that, probably. But that's odd, isn't it? And we've got 11, and we need 16 more. So that could, yeah, it could still contain a 3. Oh, but, wait, hang on. Took out the wrong things. There we go, that looks better. That's odd, and it's not 1, 5, or 9. In fact, 9's down here from that, which might help. 1's into one of those two. Know anything about this? Annoyingly, could be 8, 9. Because otherwise it's more restricted in the middle, but yeah, it's a bit too much. Yeah, taking out some stuff. Leave it there for the moment. Is this really not doing anything? I mean, 5, yeah, 5s and 7s are there. If there's a 3, 4 pair in this box, that's not 3 or even 4. That's either a 5, 6 pair or it's 8 and 9. So you got a virtual 6, 8 pair in this row. 2 somewhere up here. If this was 27 and 4, it doesn't have a 9. Can you get there? Ah, you can. 5, 6, 7, 9. That does work, doesn't it? Yeah. There's more 6, 8s going on. But that's not much, I don't think. Oh, you're 20. Yeah, you're 26 and 5. We know that because, yeah, here's the thought. This leaves out 3 cells or three different digits. And then if you look at those 4 cells here, at most one of them can fit in this because none of them go down here and none of them go in those 2. So that is a 5, 6, 7, 8. And the other thing is that the 3 cells that are missing from this box sum to 18 and only come from these. So they have to be 5, 6, and 7, don't they? So this, in fact, isn't. Not quite an H, an 8. To make the sums work. So that's a 1. Either of those are 8, and that's not 1. So 2, 3, 4, 9. That isn't 6. That's not 3. 4's somewhere down here because these 2 cells are the same. But can be anything because they just hide up there. Let's finish that off to do a bit of extra. Go all the way around the grid for fun. So this is from that, isn't it? Oh, if this was 8, 9, then that would have to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives you a whole lot of quads and everything, but actually looks like it should work. So it seems quite likely, even, perhaps. Hey, a startup. Oh, yes, they are. Planning to give Shipwrecked to go after this one. Oh, this is an 8 from there. To get a 6-8 pair here, which I wasn't expecting. Row 3, column 1. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Because I was thinking this could be a 4, but of course we'd actually see, because this one's cleared of fog, we'd actually see that clue already, wouldn't we? So that does have to be in 5. So that's 27, needs another 18. So these sum to 10, that's certainly not a 9. If that's 6, it's way too much. That's 1 and 6, and these sum 2. Is that clearing fog? Is that... Yeah. That's all fine. It just wasn't looking like it was clearing fog, and then it was confusing me entirely. Ah, cool. Yeah, ping me a link. 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. Oh, and this is odd. Should have seen that one as well. Which gives you the 5, 6, 8. There's a center of a galaxy. Certainly just going to be doing that, isn't it? It's a 2, 4 pair. These come from 1, 7, 9, and 8. Yeah. That's okay. 6 is in this box. Yeah, also because of the 6, 8 pair. So that was 27. So those two sum to 11. Either 3, 8 or 4, 7. That's not 8 and 3. Oh, there's 8 and 6 are done. Green Galaxy needs a 1. Nice. Yeah, wait, does it? Oh, yes, yeah. Nice. What's wrong with the 1 being... That's 1, 15. Oh, yeah, that's massive, isn't it? Yeah, nice. Lovely. Thank you. And this one as well, probably? Yeah, you definitely need a 1. Because otherwise you're 2 through 7. 8 and 1 like that. Now got 12. We need another 15. So that's certainly not a 7. And these two sum to 11. So that's 9 and 2. 9, 2, 9, 3. Pause to finish off. These two sum to 11, we said. So that's 3 and 5, 8. Little sanity check. 10, 15, 27. Nice. Pair up those and those. Pop out on a 4, which gives you that 6 and 3. That's now 10, 20. Needs another 7. Luckily you can do that. I'd be worried then. 9s and 9s. Row 9 and row 2, column 4. Oh, it does, doesn't it? Nice. 1s and 5s, 7, 5, 5, 8. Up here. 2, 7. Threes and 2s. I knew there was one thing that should have been there. I just couldn't see it at all. So these aren't 2s. That's not 9. Can still be either way. Where's the end? 2, 4, 7, 8. That's got to be yellow. if I can find my right colour. Oh, I haven't done that well. Let's make that one yellow. And then this can be green. And some of them are rather like this quad clue with absolutely nothing in it. 27, that needs to be 3 to make the sum work. 4 and 3. And then 4, 6, 3, 9, 7, and 8. Uh-oh. Where have I gone wrong? Is that okay? 17, 27. 6, 11, 12, 27. Because the sum should work overall, shouldn't it? It's 405 sounds divisible by 27. Yeah. Because it's 45 times 9. Where have I gone wrong? That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. Oh, is this one incorrect? 10, 20, no, 27. 27. I just put a number in wrong. Hang on. That's it, okay? Oh, did I just put in 2 6s? Am I just completely blind? Oh, that was meant to be a 3. I even said that was a 3, and then I typed the wrong thing. Ugh, it was close. Nice. Very good puzzle. I definitely have... I mean, I might have solved that exact one before. I can't even remember now. Or it might have been a slightly different version. But still, it was enjoyable to go again if it was a new one. Lovely. Right, let's switch over to the next one. Little root puzzle. Oh, is it going to mess up my title card? It might do. Is it too big? Yeah. Very Wisty, you're getting your short name. Is that going to work? I'm going to cheese it. Nailed it. Nice. Cool. So normal Sudoku. There repeats some rows, column, or box. Normal thermos, and then rather than arrow sums, average arrows, that this sums to the average of these. Or the far easier way I find of thinking about it is this cell times its arrow length is the sum. So in this case, if this was like a 4, because there's 5 arrow cells, these 5 sum to 20 is what I prefer to do. Have you given us the whole thermo? No, it looks way too short, doesn't it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. So this can't be that big. And the other thing... Hang on. That sums... Yeah. So this is divisible by 6. Because that times 5 is the sum of those. So the sum of all of it is divisible by 6. So these are divisible by 3. And they can't be 7, 8, 9. So that already takes out some of those. And what can this be? Rather poorly, Flinty, sadly. I did a lot of silly things, but I had a good time. There were a multitude of puzzles with just a couple of digits that I hadn't. Oh, one of them I'd even I'd filled out everything correct. I'd pencil marked a 2-6 pair, and then I just hadn't written in which way around they went at the end. It was very good fun. Enjoyed the puzzles, enjoyed seeing everyone again. So yeah, this has to sum to an odd number. So again, that can't be 7, or else that's 18. And should be able to basically write in what this can be. So it can't be 1, 2, 3's way too small as well. 9's way too big because this would sum to 45. It's the maximum that this could be. I mean, 35 in theory, but I think if that's a 7, yeah, you'd have to have way too much in there. If that's a 6, that sums to 30. No, because you need 1, 2, 3, and 4 on it. So it's either sums to 20 or 25. If it's 5, it forces a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, if it's 5, it doesn't work, because then you need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the cell sum to 15. So this is a 4, which gives you all of those. And one of those two has to be an 8, or else this sums to a... we need to sum to an odd number. So, yeah, one of those two is 8. And that even does all of this as well, which is nice. Oh, and we know this is 20. 20, 30, so that sums to 15. That is 7 and 8. Nice. Good start to the puzzle. One's up here, one's down there. Oh, that just straight up is a 2, 3, 5 with a 1, 9, isn't it? 6, 7s, and 8s. They're not from those cells. This isn't a 1 or a 4 for the thermo. So this isn't going to be... it could be basically anything. Can't be a 9. Then that would sum to 18. But other than that. And I mean, this is at most 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So that's not 8 either, because that sums to at most 14. But I'll get rid of that for the moment. Actually, that's going to be relatively small, isn't it? Looking at what this can be at most. That's kind of logic. For some reason, I was then thinking that this couldn't repeat on that arrow, which would be kind of cool as a rule set to force this into one of those two. But not very necessary. Oops, something like that. Yeah. How about these two, which I've completely ignored? But I don't think that's... I suppose that can't be a 2. Because then this would sum to 6. 9's way too big. 8's way too big. 7. 7 can sum to 21. And 3 can sum to 9 happily as well. Possibly some modular stuff. But I think they're just quite independent to each other, aren't they? I mean, these two cells can't be too far apart. And yeah, so these two cells have a difference of something divisible by 3, I want to say. Yeah. So they come from the same modular group. But I think... That's where all hints start off, to be fair. Or where, yeah, where all thoughts start off. Oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Questions are good questions. This cell is going to be quite big because it's but it's the sum of these divided by 5. So not that big, actually. Let's put in what this can be and have a think about it. So if that's 3, these would sum to 15. That's way too big. The sum in here, so that's not 3. 9 would have to sum to 45. That also just obviously doesn't work. How about 7? So 7 means those cells sum to 35. So if you maximize the inside of that, that would be 15, 25. Yeah, that just doesn't work either because of the 1. So this is a 5. 5's from there. That's quite an extreme digit on that thermo, having a 3 or a 7. Effect on that. So these sum to 25. So... oh, nice. Yeah, thank you. Mine's dropped down here, by the way. Oh, that can still be 6. There's still a hope. See how it goes. So yeah, so these sum to 25. So surely... these either sum to the ones just in box 8. 17, 18, or 19. So without the 1, 16, 17, or 18. So, yeah, that can't be a 7-8 pair, or else this gets way too big. So this sells 7 or 8. And you take... so wait, sorry, green. So you definitely have a 1 and a 4. Definitely have a 1 and a 4. And then you have 1 of 6 and 9, and you have 1 of 7 or 8. And then you also have this cell, 6, 7, 8. And you've got to make 25 from those. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. So let's get rid of the 1 and the 4 that we know is in there. And then you just need to make 20 from these. So if that's 9, that's way too much. So we definitely have a 6. That is a 9. And you need to make these to be 14. So it's either a pair of 7s or that's an 8 and a 6. And that's a shame that's a 9. That doesn't do anything to this, does it? No. Right. Then. This cell maybe. So that's at most 24. Add another 17, which is 41. Of course, that could be an 8 in theory. Well, actually not, because this can't be 24. The most that can be is 22. 8 with 9, 5. With 9, 5, 22. Yeah, so that can't be an 8 either. Obviously can't be a 1. Or a 2's way too small as well. 3 would make it have to sum to 15. Which is too small, because this is at least 6, 2, 3. Add another 1, 2. And then that's 14. That's the way it goes, isn't it, Flinty? I've only just noticed that this is on an arrow, and I probably should have been looking at that. So that can't be a 3, can it? Because otherwise that's 3 to 1, and the average of that is 2. So that is a 7, giving us an 8 or 9. And these 3 sum to something divisible by 3. So it's got to be 12. Yeah, that's the only thing that works, isn't it? 2, 3, and 4, giving a 1 and 9. Nice. Here's a little thing. So if you sort of go up with the minimum of this, that can't be a 1-4 because it's got to be divisible by 2. So that's at least 5, but it sees 5, so that's at least a 6. But the rest of them can sort of be whatever they want, really. I'll leave that in, that's not too many pencil marks. That can't be a 1 or else that sums to 3, sees a 2, 3, and 9. An 8 would need 7, 8, 9, so that's too big. I don't think 7 works anymore either, does it? 7 would be 21. No, you can be 9. 8. What am I trying to say? Now, what's the maximum these 3 can be now? Is 9, 6, 5, which is only 20. Because you got the 7 and the 8, 9 pair already. So they ain't 7s. That could be a 3. It'd have to be a 3 with a 1, 2, 6. Is the only way that works. And we know that these 2 are the same modularity, so they don't come from 1, 4, or 7. Which is something, maybe. That's not 9 or 2. This sums to at least 12. Oh, there's a 3 staring at that. So surely they can't be a 4, 6 pair. Because then one of these would sum to 12 and the other would sum to 18. No, that only means this needs a difference of 6, which it can do very easily. Don't know why I've got 9 not on the end of a thermo. So if that's 5, yeah, that would be 5 and 8. That's not allowed. In fact, is this cell more restricted than I thought? If that's 1, it has to be 1 and 7. That's a 4. If it's 3, it's 3 and 7, that's a 5. If it's 4, it could be 4 and 6 with a 5, or 4 and 8 with a 6. So yeah, it's only got 3 options, which is nice. I've only just noticed with the different cat cam, I've got a fake face cam as well in the reflection of the computer. That's a bit creepy, actually. Might crop that out. Right. Where to next? I need to remember that not that those 2 sum to 14, but the ones inside here sum to 14. Is that correct? No, hang on a minute. 1, 4, and 6. Yeah, 11. So they sum to 14. Yeah. That is fine. And oh, hang on a minute. That can't be 6 because then that has to be even and would be a 4. and then they're too close together for this. And can that even be 8 and 4? Oh, just about with a 6 and 7. Yeah. And annoyingly, the 6 is the one that can also be done with a 3-7. 3-7's allowed, isn't it? Yeah, with a 4 and 6. But they're all quite intertwined, really, aren't they? And down here, like if this is 6, that's 7, that's 3, that's 7, that's 6, that's 4, and such. But definitely some interesting interactions going on in there. So these are average arrows. So 4 and an 8, it has an average of 6. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Nice. Good spot. So that is a 4. Oh, not a 4. And you can't make 6, therefore, can you? And that's now odds. That's also odds. Huh. But 3 works, doesn't it? With 3, 4. Interestingly, one of these 2 cells is 4. Because if that's a 5, that puts 3 and therefore puts 4. So you can get rid of 4 from here. If that does anything. It'd be nice if that's 4, it gives you a little 4-7 pair. I was hoping this might not be allowed to have a 9, to then have quite the range on it. But that doesn't particularly seem to be a problem. And this, I was hoping, like, if it only had one possibility for one of the modularity types, I was hoping, therefore, that could remove some possibilities, but not particularly. Six needs a sum of 18. Which you need the other 8, 9. I reckon this 8 and 9. Oh, here's something random as well. 3 is along the top row. Can't go here because of that, and can't go here because of that. So you definitely have 3s along here. But that doesn't really say much. Other than we know they're divisible by 3. These arrows. So if the end was 3, if the ends are 3s, like a 3 modularity, then it forces a 2 there. Because if you tried to then put a 2 on here, it would need either a 4 or a 7 to match up. Make the whole thing divisible by 3. And otherwise you have a 3 in the middle here, which stops these ends being 6, 9. Because again, you then have problems with the whole arrow being divisible by 3. Well, that is interesting, isn't it? So if 3s are in the middle, the ends come from 2, 5, and 8. And therefore it has to be a 1-3 pair. That's true. And a 1-3 pair is way too small. Right, yeah, here's something. So if 3s go in the middle here, then the ends can't come from 3, 6, 9, because then, like, if that was the 3, for example, it doesn't matter either way around. These two would be divisible by 3, so that would also have to be, and then you haven't got enough that's divisible by 3 in the row. So these would come from 2, 5, and 8. The problem with that is that's then a modularity of 2 mod 3. So you need a 1 mod 3, which can only be a 1. So that would like be 3 and 1. And because that only sums to 4, and one of these sums to at least 15, that just breaks. So these are from 3, 6, and 9. And one of them is a 3, is the other thing as well. So because I'm curious about 1 still. If 1s were in here, then you'd have a 1 and a 3 on one of these arrows. And that would have to pair with a 4, which sums to 12, which would need an 8, so that's okay. Oh, but 2s. Yeah. So back to the 2s thing, because we said 3s are on the edges. 2s can't be in the middle now, because, again, for biomodularity reasons, that has to be a 2-1 pair. And then these are way too small. So this is 2, which does nout. But it's a nice digit. I'll take it. And the 1s have to go here? Yes, again for modularity reasons. That this needs 1 thing from 5, 8, and 9. From 5 and 8, because it's not 2. And it also needs a 1, which also goes there from this one. So if this is 1, 5... So yeah, so we've got the thing that we've definitely got a 3 and a 1. So it has to be with an 8. Right, nice. These are then 4, 5, because that sums to either 12 or 14. And we get a 5 over here, which does a lot, actually. Or some. Not much. Gave it more credit than it was due. Nice. 9s are here and 9s are there. So that surely can't be 3 anymore. Yeah, that's way too big. Ah, 4s, yeah, 4s are over here. 2s and 3s. Will pencil mark that, actually. I'll get rid of the corner stuff. 1, 5, 9. So 2 3s aren't there, and 7s and 4s aren't here. Because I was hoping that that did more work, but I don't think it does. I mean, 1s only have a couple of places, but in the row. But either of them are okay, I think. If this sells 1, then that places a lot of digits on these arrows. They then sum to 19. And that could be 6 and 5. Yeah, there's still quite a lot of possibilities, I think. if this is 4, that's therefore 3, isn't it? Yeah. So they pair up with like highs and lows up and down there. So interestingly, 3, 4 places 6. And places 1. But that all seems to be okay at that point. Be nice if... Oh, 2. Nice if 2s went there. It did stuff, but there's 2 here. 5 somewhere up here. If that's 5, that's 5. That's 5, that's 5, that's 5, interestingly. Because, again, of how this arrow goes up to that one's relationship. I know this is divisible by 5, and either sums to 25, 30, or 35. And the options are there. Oh, damn. Oh, wait, no, this does break. This does break. So if this sells 3, because it looks up here, that would be a 6, and that would have to be a 5. But that's a problem immediately, because this cell has to be bigger than... Oh, if that's 3, that's 6 from the arrow. From the... that way. So this is 1 and 4, which isn't the way around I wanted those 4s to be. That's okay. Oh, and then it just runs out there as well, actually, doesn't it? Oh, no. Bit of stuff. Yeah. It tried its best, didn't it? And it did do some nice stuff. Least favourite digit. Oh, no, tell lie. I do quite like a good one. Oh, and one's... Oh, no, I take back everything I said. One's helped out on here, didn't they? It even gets rid of 5 from there. Because that sums to 19, so this either sums to 6, 11, or 16. It can only sum to 11 at that point. 5, 4, 3, and that is a 6, which does this. Is that. Two, 3, 4, 5, 4 and 3, 4s here. Exactly. Like, gonna turn out to be the MVP all this time. Two, 5, 7, 8. And these two, yeah, these two sum to 11. That is, yeah, that is a quad, isn't it? Yeah, it's just 6s that go in here. That's a 1, 6, 4, 7, and 8. It's not a 7. Nines here. What are these cells? 1, 7, and 8. Not quite. Oh, there's 5s. And 5s up here. Row 7. Oh, it is, isn't it? Nice. Very good spot. And that's going to do a good bit of work, isn't it? Mar 14 sum. There's a 1, 8 pair. 6, 9. Rid of those. Place a 7. This is 2 and 7. Like that sort of thing. Seven to 9 apparently 6. Sevens, 4s and 3s, 8s and 4s. Does those, does this. That's a 2-3 pair by the looks of things. Well, I can't see what that is. What is that? That's an 8. Oh dear. 8s, 8s. 8's still not placed. Okay, let's do work till the end. 6, 2, 8, 4, 7. There it is. 4 and 6. 6, 9, 9, 1, 1, 8, and 3 and 2. Lovely, chuffly. That was good fun, that was. Enjoyed that puzzle. They played off well together with the with these arrows and the thermos, with the average arrows. Do like a good average arrow puzzle. Yeah, very nice puzzle. What was I going to say? And I can just about see the shipwreck. It's kind of abstract art, but it is still there, isn't it? With rain clouds up here? I assume this is the sea. Yeah, it was tricky. 4 sounds about right in terms of a difficulty. Was that vaguely the intended solve path? Do you reckon? Oh, nice. Alrighty. Switch over to a puzzle by Juggler. I was getting completely confused who they were on Discord, but of course Michael's Juggler isn't. Right. So abstract lines that are either Renban, Nabna, Thermo, or Whisper. And can only work for one. Don't think I know your quest. What is your quest? And each of these is a city. So these two are different lines, is one thing. Because if they're the same line, they'd have to be the same digit, these two. So that's presumably where to start, because this can't be an arrow. Arrow? Certainly can't be an arrow. Can't be a Renbaden, Thermo, or Whisper. So this, in fact, is Nabna, which I'll have to do in red for Nabna. And let's redify that cell as well. Because you know that these sort of match up, don't they? And they sum to 9 overall in terms of the different digits that go in there. What am I on about? This has to be Thermo. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Hopefully the stream can make you feel a bit better. Mr. Wazowski. I always forget the timer as well, to be fair. Thank you, baby. Right. Anyway. So yeah, so sorry, that can't be Nabna, can't be Remban, can't be Whisperer, it's got to be a Thermo. That looks more likely, which, is that going to show up at all? Yeah, slightly. Let's just turn that white grey a bit. And I can colour that one. So that's either going to go this way round or the other, isn't it? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nice. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. Yeah. I like this puzzle already. Luckily, because you got boxes seeing each other, that does have to be the only Thermo. There's probably a puzzle out there as well with ambiguous lines, where lines can basically be whatever they want, and then they end up all being the same. Is there time between now and April the 1st to set that, if it doesn't exist? Probably. So this one next, it can't be Nabna. It can't be Thermo. Can be Whisper with a 5. The interesting thing about that is, I suppose, is you've got to have 5 Whisper lines. Of which this can be with a 1 in the middle. Oh yeah, because the 1 and 9. Nice. So it does have to be Whisper, doesn't it? Fact. Can't be Renban, Nabna, or Whisper. Or Thermo. Yeah, again, that is very clean logic, isn't it? With the 1-9. That can't be Renban. So that is a 5, and they're 4 and 6 with 1s and 9s. What comes next? It's 2s and 8s, isn't it? I think. No, that's not true. Hang on, 4. I always get so confused by this. 6, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's got to be an 8 there, with a 3 there and a 2 there. So that's either 3 or 7, and that's 2 and 8. Which does see something, luckily. 2, 7, 1, 6, 4, 9, 3. Nice. We've got to find 5 different Whisper boxes. Which that one can't be one. Can this one anymore? No, this one certainly can't be. That looks suspiciously like a Renban. Surely. That comes from 1, 8, and 9, and that's also got to be 1. I didn't consider the fact that these could repeat, but there's nothing in the rules that say it can't it? 7, 8s, and 9s. That's a gorgeous puzzle. So we've got 2 Nabnas, haven't we? Of which this is one. That's got to be Nabna. Because it's not either of these, and it's certainly not Whisper. And that is a 2. And if this was Whisper, they'd be small and would be a 2, 3 pair. It would be from 1, 2, and 3, actually, wouldn't they? But we can say all of these are either 2s and 5s. which one of these two is a 2, so that's the last 2, and these are all 5s. These are all whisper lines. I think I just beat you to it, Flinty. 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, and 9. Going on here. And not 9s and 2s. That's not a 3 in the middle. And neither of those are 5s. Yeah. So one of these whisper, and the other one nabna. What's these cells? No, I've done that wrong. But there's a 4 and a 6, or like this 4 and 6 has to go somewhere in this column, and it's got to go at the end there. That could be either way round, I think, of highs and lows. I've also got the the benefit of being able to say it and click on it. Box 7 Remban. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's not 4. Oh, and this isn't 4. Oh yeah, because of this. 6s, 7s, and 8s. You only get 2 of them on the line, so this one has to be the 3rd that hide away down here. And therefore you don't have a 9 at all on this. One of those is a 1. That can't be a 7, it's next to a 3. So 9s are here. With a 2, 3, or 4. And 4s are there as well, in fact. And now where does the 2 go? The 2's got to go here. One and 5 at the top. That does this. So that one's red, that one's green. So that's either 1 or 7 and 9. Two's at the top. Yeah, there's a 2. So that's not 1. 5, 6, 7, 8. Twos up and down here have to go there. Three, 4, 8, and 9. Quite help us out, I don't think, do they? Oh, that's more. Oh, one of these two is a 9. Ways. Yeah, we knew that. So the 9's already there. Ah. So does this Nabna help us out? Probably, because that can't be from 5, 6, 7, or 8, can it? Or else you have way too many touching each other on that line. But quite a lot of those you can just get rid of from a column. That's not saying much. Don't have all the 5s, no. They can be the way around. if that's 3. No, that doesn't really mean much. I was just looking at how it affects the Whisper. It's more interesting if it's 1, because then you get a 4 at the top. They do, don't they? They need to help us out with something. Oh, I thought there was a 2 there. Who's already in the box? Feels like this shouldn't be allowed to be 9. 9 puts 5 and 7. Yeah. Yeah, and that's absolutely fine with over here. Oh, yeah. Ah, that is a very good point. The negative constraint. Thank you very much. So yeah, so this can't be a thermo. Nice. So that's not 4 or 6, then that's not 7 or 8. And that's certainly not 9, that is 6 and 8. Ah, very good indeed. Should have read the rules. 7 and 9, 9 and 8. I was just getting to the point where I was thinking, is it just a rule that's missing? 7's there, not down here. Yeah, and it's nice that that's not Nabda either, is it? It's cool. Oh, this is a 7, so that's a 5, not 4. Quite do those, does it? But this now can't be small, or else it will be a thermo. 3, 4, 6, 8. 6 at the top. Now that does do the 9s and 4s. 1s and 5s, 3s and 8s. 2 7 pair. Nice. And then 1s and 6. That looks like 6 and 4s. 6s down here. Should give us all those. 3 and 4 that way around. 3 and 8. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that one. Very good spot on the negative constraint. I don't know. Might be as much as a 3. People saying, what's it? It has gone up as a 3. You can't see that at all, unfortunately. Hey, Blackjack. Yeah. Definitely a favourite puzzle in a while, I feel like. Yes. Other people got caught out. I mean, it's got parts where you got to be aware, or you got to do like a bit of thinking outside the box with that 1-9. Looking across it here. But yeah. Very, very cool puzzle. A lot of people. Nice. Right. So next I want to do times at 8:30. Gonna start off a bit of an adventure with these puzzles by Nurator. Let's have a look at those. So it's a roguelike Sudoku experience with 4 puzzles, which apparently aren't too tricky. But are they all 6x6? Look like they're all 6x6. I think there's spoilers in them, so I won't have a proper look yet. And I don't really know what I'm in for, but he suggested it as one to solve. So first of all, there was a great video that popped up in my YouTube feed the other day of, I can't remember who it was now. Someone whose name I do recognize from the YouTube, from like the Cracking the Cryptic community, I think. On a is it roguelike or was it Souls-like? I think it was roguelike, on a roguelike podcast thing, arguing if Sudoku as a concept was a roguelike. It was a very good video. Anyway, so we've unlocked region sums. So normal region sums in this one. And we get to carry on region sums from the past. And I assume, although I know it does say digits and cages, sum to the total, don't repeat. So we have got that going on. That sums to 13. And there are 2 ways to make that, aren't there, in 6x6? Either way, those 2 are the same. And they go somewhere there and somewhere there. So in fact, they're not 5. I was assuming sort of that they might have to be. Sorry, they're not 6 because they go in the 8 cage. And in fact, they're not 3 because then that would be a 1, 2, and then would need a 3 here. 4s are placed. Because 4s can, because isn't... Oh, that's 12. Sorry. Yeah. How do you make... It's either 1, 2, 4, 6, or it's... Wait, is it only 1, 2, 4, 6? No, it can be 1, 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4, 5, but 4s are always there. Yeah, sorry. Yes, yeah, and with 5s and everything as well, isn't it? So that's 6, and that's 1, 3. Yeah. Do that. Do this. 2, 3, 1, 3. So 5 or 6. So that could still be. Oh no, because 5s definitely go down here, so that is definitely 6 and 5 like that. With 1 and 5s, that's either 2 or 6. It's got to be 2, 5, 1. 6 and 2, 4. 1, 3, 6, 4. Either way around. 1, 3, 6. That's certainly not 6. In fact, that's got to be 1 and 4. There's all of this. There's all of that. See these 2. 4 and 6. And then 1, 2, 5, and 3. To finish that one off. Nice. So first boss, relatively simple. Easy level 1. Then on to level 2. Grab the rules quickly. So we've got some little killers now, and the Whisper. And we now have the epic Renban Sorcerer. I hadn't read these ahead of time. Rather good fun. There was a sort of similar concept that a test solved, and I was trying to find it because I was trying to remember if it was either by Nurator or for Nurator. It was one the test solved for the Secret Santa, and it was also a roguelike type thing where I think the digits were carried on from puzzle to puzzle. If I remember, I can't quite remember. I'll have to find it again. It was also a very cool concept. So anyway, we now have... Oh wait, hang on, what? So I didn't properly read this. If we want to switch to the new class, we start from level 1. Huh. Interesting. So it looks like we can go back to the first puzzle and then solve it with Renbans. Is I think how I'm reading that. Nice. Let's solve this with region sums and then come back to it again. Or should we go back to 1? Yeah, let's go back to 1 and see how that does. So these can now be Renbans, and presumably we've now lost our ability for them to be. Oh yeah. What on earth has he got? What class can... Oh, interesting. So we'll can just about read that text. So that's all fine. So spit it out. So only a certain class can beat all 5. I should have read this part, shouldn't I? Should be that out of the way. Yeah. Interesting. Right. Let's see if we can beat this with a Renban then. So same thing, that had to be a 4, didn't it? Because the 13 in 4 always needs a 4 in it. And these are either 2, 3, 5, 6 with 1 of 2 and 3. And that's therefore a 1 there and a 5, 6 here. So if this is Renban, these two won't repeat. So that will be from 1, 2, and 3. Two, 3 limits the Renban at the bottom. Oh, the 5 cage, nice. 1, 5, and 6. That certainly can't be a 1 as a Renban. So in fact, these are all quite big. That comes from 4, 5, and 6. The 1s are here. That's also from 1, 2, and 3 because of these 4s. Sorry. That's not 4 because of the 7 cage. There's a 4 up here. There's a 4 there. The only place for a 4 on the Renban is there, in fact. Drops 4s down here and takes 4s out of here. Ones have a couple of options. Oh, but ones go here, don't they? Yeah. That's Elsie's everything in this cage. That's a 5/6 with a 2/3. In fact, that one's pink. That one's the blue 2/3. Blue 2/3. 7 cage limited. Oh yeah. Still a couple of options. I was just looking at how the blue 2/3 can't repeat on this line. Because if it's 3... Oh no, that's fine. Go there, wouldn't it? Hmm. One 6, but 5, that's 2/3. That's okay. Oh, that's not 1, because the 1's in this cage. 1 2 5 triple now, so that's 3 and 2. It's not 5. And the 6s at the top. They've been there a while, probably. Which gives you this. Sorry, I didn't have a look at chat for a bit. 2s and 3s and 2s. 2s, 2s. Just getting too into it. 1s and 6s. Oh. 5 6 2 5 1. Looks like we might beat the... Oh no, hang on. Oh no, that's okay. That's a 6 3 5 3 1. I might have to turn on conflict checker for this. For a case where we can't beat a dungeon on a certain level. That is very cool. I was trying to make, ages ago, I was having a look at making a puzzle where it's the same set of lines and like they'd be Ren bands or whispers and stuff, and trying to make it all have a unique solution was always very tricky. So I'm impressed that he's managed to do this. Right, back to level 2. I'm going to keep the rules as I won't switch over the rules. Oh, in fact, I didn't bother to switch over the rules before. Yeah. It'll be interesting at what point that we break the puzzle with certain classes. So at the moment, this can still just be a region sum, or it can be a Renban. What's going to be more interesting? I think I'll have a look at Renban first, just because I've seen that those two have to be the same digit, and likewise this, and likewise that, and likewise that, which I like. That's all part. So this is assuming these are Renbans. And yeah. So these sum to 7. So that's a most of 4. Most of 5. Yeah, it might be tricky, mightn't it? These And these are got to be quite, or yeah, that's at least a 3. Because that's at most 11. Ah, here's something though. Those 4 cells that we got highlighted here, that's at most 18. And we know the total sum of the 2 diagonals are 27. So this has sum to at least 9. So that's also 3, 4, 5, and 6. And same sort of trick over here, that's at least 10. So this sums to at most 5. So that's also kind of small. Got some X-wings going on, maybe. We're on Mo. Sorry, I'll be back in a sec. I'll leave it on this screen, so then can keep having a look at the puzzle. But yeah, I'll be back in 1 minute. Sadly, they're not very good at logic puzzles. Oh, do we? Oh, yes, because that can't be a 5, 6, can it? Because of the crop keys. Sides easier to look at. So, and this is like Whisper in a normal 9x9, which is, oh, hang on. Yeah, this is Whispers in the normal 9x9, so that's actually a 1/6, which I hadn't properly read. Surely one of these two has to be 1. Because they can't be a 2. Oh, that's also true. Yeah, that can't be 1. Nice. 6 and 1's like that. So now that's quite big. That's at least 2, 3. That's not a 4. That'd still be 4. Yeah, 4, 1, and 2. And 6s are on the dots here. That's very true. Yeah, one of these is a 1, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. The same reason as that. Just had the thought that, nice, yeah. Thank you. Fives are gone. Maybe I was having a thought that perhaps, in terms of lines that can beat puzzles, it might not always be that the puzzles break. It might just be that the puzzle has multiple solutions. I'm hoping it's that the puzzle breaks. That'll be the cleaner way of doing it. So can that be a 3? Yeah, that's fine. That's either 2, 6, 4, and 4, or 6, 3, and 5. Which doesn't say much. 13 letter clue makes row 4, column 1 equal to 3. Oh yeah, because that would have to be a 4, 6. Nice. Six in box 3. Oh, up here. Can't go there. I think it's got a couple of possibilities. 06 on the Renban. Nice. So, well, so 6 are there, aren't they? Is that what you meant? Oh, box 4. Yeah, box 4. Yeah. So box 4 is that? Yeah. Perfect. That's probably the easy way to do it, really, isn't it? Then you don't get confused between 9x9s and 6x6s. Bit of cardinal coordinates. So if this is 4, that sums to 9 and would be 5 and 4. Seems okay. But if it's 6, then it needs another. Oh, 6 I didn't think works. 6 needs 7 more, doesn't it? And because that 5, it puts 4 and 3. So 6, 4, and 3, or 4 and these two sum to 9. So that always has a 4 on it, I think. Starboard aft. Not sure about that sort of terminology. 4, 5 puts 2 in row 1. Four, 5 puts 4, puts 2. Also, you're confusing me. I assume you mean box 6 pie after starboard. 4, 5. Yeah, 4, 5 puts 2, which puts 6, which works. Yeah, that all seems okay, doesn't it? 4, 5, 3, 4, 6, 5, 2, etc. But this can't be 4 anymore. Yeah. So that's either 3 or 6. That's not 3 or... No, it works as other things, doesn't it? 3, 4, 5 triple, though. Or 1, 2 per. If this is 4... Does that seem problematic? Or is that okay? Can it not be 3, 4 with 6? Is there something wrong with that? I thought 3, 4, and 6 works okay. Oh, nice. Right. What's wrong with 5 and 2 here with a 1? Oh, because it puts a 1 and a 2. Nice. Yeah. So that's 5, 6. 3, 4. Well, level 2 is already quite a bit trickier, isn't it? Fair enough, Flinty. That's 2, 3, and 4 as well. And surely these interact somehow. If that's 1, that works. If that's 2 and 3, it puts 2 and 4. Oh, that also works if that's 3. Then that's a 2, 3, and 4. Ah. Wasn't expecting all of that to be okay. The crop key. 1 in the middle reviews. Oh yeah, no, removes 2. So that's either a pair of 1s and a 6, which isn't allowed. No. I was thinking that was the 8, but it's only 7, isn't it? 3 puts another 3, and 4 puts a 2. There's a lot of interactions everywhere, isn't there? Ones are somewhere here. 4's either there or there. Tempted to save this progress and then restart it with region sums, just to see if that is sometimes coming back to a puzzle. But we're still making progress at the moment. That's not a 3, so 3s are somewhere on the line. I'll carry on with this one for a little bit longer. Since, as I say, still making occasional, or still making progress. Oh, if we can break it immediately, that would be quite nice. Oh, sorry, but GDC 5, that can't be a 2. Nice. Lovely. So that is a 2. 2, and that therefore is a 1. That all works with the sums. One of those two is a 4. Or won't quite pencil mark like that, in case it gets confusing. That can't be 3 anymore. This diagonal, so that's 4 and 2. 5 and 6. There's a 5. That puts a 3, 6, 5. 3, 4. Nice. 6 is at the bottom. 3, 5, 4s. 3s, 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 4s. And looks like we've made it out of this one alive. 6 and 5, 5 and 4, 2 and 3. Awesome. Good spot with that diagonal there. We have survived level 2. And now we got to reattempt it, I think. Is probably the best bet. With these chappies being region sums instead. Thank you. 1 and 6. So they were both summed to 7. That's not me kicking you out at all. Twitch was doing that to me yesterday, Asaya. It kept on popping up with reconnecting to chat. So I don't know what that was about. So this is one bigger than that, isn't it? Because they were both summed to 7? Oh, because it's interesting that that sums to 7. Because this has the same sum as that. So that would have to be 1, 2, 4. And that's 1 less than this, so it's not 1. That would have to be 1 less. That certainly can't be 4 with 1, 2. So that is 2. And this sums to 5 with 2, 3. And now this breaks. Oh, no, that's okay with the 1 there. I think it's looking okay so far. Does all this logic look alright? 1's here, 6, 5, 6, 5. Yeah. Maybe we will survive with our lowly level 1 class. Alright, yeah. Yeah, it's close, but it does just about make it through. So it's probably something similar on this side, I imagine. This is 1 bigger than that. 14, quite restricted. Because that can't be 5 and 6, and it can't be 4 and 6 either. So that is at least 5 or 6. And if this was 6, then both of those would be 5. So that has to be 4, 5, and 6, if it does work. Sorts out those, sorts out this, and sorts out that. And that sums to 9, so it's got to be 5 and 4. This has got to be 3 and 6. 6, 3, 1, 2. I think that works as a grid. Yeah, 13, 14. We've got through level 2 with our region, with our class 1 region sum. That means we're going to have to try and survive, presumably. I haven't read the rules of number 3 yet. So, let's just make move that up that bit. Oh no! Wait, let's click. Shift click. There it is. Well, that hasn't done what I wanted to do either. Hang on a moment. I struggle so much with OBS sometimes. Make that longer. And then change the text size a bit. I got there in the end. I probably, after all that, didn't need to expand it. Right, sorry. I haven't even looked at all the puzzle yet with all that faffing about. So we got little killers again. And we can use either class because we've survived both levels 1 and 2 with both classes. Modulo Rogue. I got Modulo as an option. It is intended that not all classes finish this dungeon. Oh yeah, that's a good point with regions. I think they do just act as nothing. Oh nice. Region sum. Oh yes, lovely. That negates that, and also this breaks as well, doesn't it? Cool. Yeah. Anyway, I think back to one with modulos. I reckon it's got to be all the way back to here. I was warned, by the way, that this puzzle would take a while, and I saw that there were 4 puzzles, so I was just like, oh yeah, we'll just be solving all 4 puzzles. But apparently not. At least I'm a bit more to grips with this. We can start off by doing that, and this, and that. So these are modulo 3. Along there, that is how it works, isn't it? Oh, hang on. Yeah, from 1, 4, 2, 5, and 3, 6. It'll be even crueler if in the end we unlock a whole bunch of classes. So these two have to be different because this cell in this box has to go over here. So if that's 5, that's 2. And if that's 6, that's 3. 1 in box 6. Nice. Lovely. That's 1 and that's 1. And that's, yeah, 1, 4 or 5 even, isn't it? So that is 5 or 6, 2, 3. 4, 5, and 6. That's still a 2, 3 pair. That's a 1, 5, 6. 2, 3 along here. So neither of those are from 2 and 3. 1, 6, 2 or 3. And these are all different. So this cell, whatever this is, has to come down here and has to go up there. Sort of interesting. Blue can't be 1 or 4. Very nice. Thank you. 2, 5 or 3, 6. I think I will make that. It doesn't say much, that being a green 2, 3. And red has to be 1 or 4. Why? Oh, because it's the only option left. Nice. Digits on the mod line can repeat normally. And looks like, yeah, that's the case still. So that's 2, that's 5. 5 and 6. This is 2, 6 pair, 3, 2. That is from 3 and 6. 2, 5, and 3. Give you 1, 3, 5, and 6. 1s aren't there, so they're not 6s. That looks like a 6 to me, yeah. 3, 2. One of those is 4s, one of these is 3s. It's got to be that one. Leaves 1, 5, and 6. So, oh, there's a 2, 6 pair. 1, 5, 4. 1, 5, 6. 2, 6, 2, 5, 1. That can't be a 5 because then it wouldn't be working with the mod line. And I've got way too many cells selected there. 6s, 1s, 5s. There's a 5 with a 3, 4, 3, 6, 1, and 5. Nice. He's done very well as well with making level 1s. Definitely feels like the easiest of the puzzles as well, which is very cool. Right, we are on to level 2. I'll brackets there, mod. Nice. What colours? Colours mod line normally. Is it normally just a grey? It's the easiest way to write down POG 3 times, isn't it? So many lines now. Generally can't remember. It's with green. Okay, go for a green. I'm gonna write in my 1-6. I know that's the thing. Right. Which side do we want to do first? Possibly this one. Oh, fair enough. Hadn't thought about following those sort of colours. So again, oh, that's nice that these two have to be green in this instance. So interestingly, these can't be green. Oh, they are teal, aren't they? Yeah. I can picture it now. I should have just opened up Sudoku Maker. That would have been quick. But yeah. But yes, no. I'll stick with the yellow. I keep on meaning to ask Sven if he can make these pen colours changeable colours as well, because that would be nice to be able to match it up with, or quite often match them up with the colours and the such. So it's a bit of a small feature compared to other stuff. So this can't be, or these can't be pink. Oh, you think you can? I'm pressing an, oh, is it Alt click or something? Control click? No. Yeah, but that only does, that's just colours for, I think that's just the colours for, yeah. But I'll double check that importing doesn't let you change it. Because on these, if you press and hold them, then it comes up with the colour palette. That's not the same with, yeah, and pressing and hold on this doesn't do anything. Anyhow, this can't be pink because then it would be divisible by 3 along the whole thing. So that's either blue or green. And this can't be green because you got almost 2 greens in a row column or box. That's pink or blue. And I know that could be a pink-green pair. I was thinking one of those had to be blue, but that's not the case. But that's not blue. And that's not green. Not blue, I said, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, and these two are the same because it's symmetrically the same. So perhaps it's more interesting marking those because then these two are the same. Not sure. Green East. Oh, nice. Yeah. Because these two. So those are, in fact, both green. Oh, I do prefer starboard as a description for this. Nice. So green can't be from 2 and 5, can it? Yeah. So either 1, 4 or 3, 6. It'd be nice if it does. Ah. Surely that can't be 6 because then that would be 1. Yeah, that's way too big if that's 6. And that's way too big if that's 6. So these could both be 3s, and then that would be a 2. Would be one option. Oh, but hang on a minute. If those are 3s, it's the same problem over here. Neither of these can be 6s. So green is in fact 1 and 4. Which means that has to be 1 and 3. And that would be 2. So that's actually okay. The Whisper is exact. It's at least 5. All right, let me switch that back. And that's 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6. There's a 4. And then we said that these two are the same, so that's a 3, 6. That's 3, 6 like that. And that leaves 5. 5 and 2. And these two have to go here as a thingamajig. So that's 3 and 6. That makes sense. To use my words. 6s and 3s. 6s and 5s. This is 1, 2, 4, 5. That's the easiest way, isn't it? Yeah. 4, 1, 2, proof by maths. Puts 4 and 2, puts 3, 6, and 5. The 1, 4, and a 2, 3. And level 2's easy now. That is cool as well, actually, the fact that that probably was easier, especially than the Renban. I suppose Renban was the second powerful one of its class. Yeah, level 3 crushed it as well. Right. What I will just do is let's adjust the rules a little bit. And let's bring back most of them. And I want to keep a bit of that. So we've said that region sum, which was class 1. Nice. Yeah, let's give Renban a go. F's in chat. Right. So this and this will be the same. These two cells. We're Renban. This pops up here. Row 5, column 4. Sorry, why? Oh, I can't see the one. Oh, because it's everything. Yeah, sorry. It's everything that's not in here, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you. If it were 6, then it breaks, because that would have to be a 1-2 pair, and would be a 5-cell Renban with a 1 on it, and with a in order to make the 10 sum work. So it's a 1-2 pair, and it's a 6. It would have a 6 on it. So this is a 1, and this is therefore your 1, 2, 3, and your 4, 5, 6. So this does have a 1, so it doesn't have a 6 on it. 6 is somewhere there. So it doesn't have a 6 on it, and 6s are here, in fact. this has everything, sees 2 of these cells, so one of them's a 1, the other is the 2, 3, like that. This has got to be relatively big for that now. Place 1 in box 1. Oh yes, yeah. Nice. And one's up here. Can that be a 3? Oh, it can actually, can't it? Oh, and it can. No, it can't be a 5. 2, 3, and 6. Yeah. They come from 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is 1, 2, and 3. And clean up a bit of those. One's over here now. 2's there. That's a 2, 4, 5. Whoa, didn't want to do that. 2, 4, 5. 3's there. 4, 5, 6. Triple. But 1's and 2's, 4's, and 5's. 6's, 2's. 2's down here. Let's get rid of the colour just to make it a bit more easier to read. 2, 6, 4, 5. And then these chaps will finish it off, won't it? Because they're a pair of 4's, 4 and 5, 5 and 4, 6, 2 and 5. With this got a cat's tail in the way. 4 and 5, 5 and 4 and 6. Nice. I've realised, by the way, this was me being very slow. The fact that he doesn't have solutions with the puzzles surprised me. But of course, it's because they have lots of solutions. Very good. So Reed and some survived. Sorry, Remban survived. I don't know how long he'll stay there. Right. So now we gotta see our mod lines again. Not doing well with my titles and whatnot. Oh, thank you, yeah. Perfect. Right. Oh, maybe not. I think I'll leave that off for now. Right. Anyway. Colouring, probably. I'm really tempted to swap my blues and greens in the colour. No, because my blue's on 3 and I always use pink and blue. But anyway, side note. This is pink because it needs a pink and there's already 2 in the row. this cell, and it can go here still, can't it? Again, those are blues. With 5, column 4. Yeah, that's got to go somewhere there, doesn't it? But we don't know. Don't know which, because it could be the same as this, but it could be different. Column 3, rows 1 and 2. Oh yeah, that's nice. So we got a green up here, and that's all the greens in that column. I might do a bit of that because it's not... Well, it is sort of interesting actually, isn't it? Because that's the same as that, so you get the blue here. That's pink and green as well. This can't be blue because that's also blue, so this is your other blue. I think I'll get rid of those for now. They might be more interesting getting rid of this colour. F5, column 3. Yeah, sorry. It's just catching up. What you'll say. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of that colours for the moment because the interesting, or something that might be more interesting is this. Maybe. And that's green and that's green and those two are pink. That's pink, that's pink. That's green, that's green. These two are the same and they're not green and they're not blues, they are pink. It's a blue-green, that's a blue-green. And we've still got this thing going on, that's still green. Green's here. More of this stuff, perhaps. If that's pink, then you'd be 0 mod 3. So that's not pink, is it? That's got to be pink and green like that, which gives you green and blue. Gives you a couple of pinks and a blue. Row 6, column 2, blue. Oh yeah, because it sees 2 greens and 2 pinks. Sorry, I couldn't see that for ages. Nice. And then, similarly, that can't be rainbow, because then it'll be divisible by 3. So that's your last blue, and green, and green. I reckon blue's not 3, 6. Yes, nice, because then that would be divisible by 3, and that's not 2, 5, 4, 6. Not 6, sorry, 2, 4, yeah, like that. And in fact, do we know what they are? Because of this? Or in fact, not 1, 4, do you reckon? Is that from the diagonal? Oh, because these two are the same, aren't they? I hadn't even noticed that. But could that be a pair of 1s with a 3, 5? Certainly can't be a pair of 4s, can it? Does... Oh, and pair of 5s doesn't work. These are 1, 2s. Let's just do those around the grid while I have it in my head. So why doesn't 2 work? Sorry, I haven't quite caught up on that. 2s would put... Oh, 2s would make blue 5. And you can't make 8, can you? with the other sets. No. So those are one, not all of them though. Those are ones, and these are fours. Let's try that again. There we go. Nice. Wait, hang on a minute. Well, no, weren't we making 6? Yes, yeah. So it doesn't work with 2s because it would have to be 5 and 1. Or yeah. Maths is going. So now we need 8 more, which is a 5 and a 3, isn't it? So again, we can sort of move our greens around the grid, and same with pink. Looks like it. I was close. And then the 13 cage, 13 sum gives you that way around. So these are 3s, these are 5s. Meaning these are 6s. 6, 6, 6, 6. And these are 2s. Nice. So we've survived level 3 with both Renban and with mod. Too much maths. And here we go. We are on to the epilogue. I suspect so. Oh, maybe not. Oh, and it's only a 4x4. Nice. They're normal little killers. And both Renban and Mod have made it through. And we don't start a new one. Yes. Renban for certainly struggles a bit here. So we're looking like it's only that was level 3 as well, wasn't it? Our modular lines. So modular, we only survive with the strongest willed. Possibly, though it did fall before for sure, and they weren't allowed to carry on surviving. So these are going to be 1-4, aren't they? To be in the same modular group. 2s and 3s left. And that's going to be the last other pink. So they sum to 5 and they sum to 2. And same thing here. These have to be 1-4. So it came from, this is a very good puzzle. It's a, I can just hide that, can't I? It's a roguelike Sudoku experience. And, there are 4 different puzzles, and at each level you gained new lines that you could fight the dungeon with. So we had Renbans and we had clearly Renbans, and we had region sums that both did not make it all the way to the epilogue. So we know we're definitely modular lines. So 1s, 4s, 2s, and 3s. Even do all the colouring, can't we? Make it nice. And that's 3 and 4 that way around, 1s and 2s that way around. Which in fact gives us all of these, gives us all of these. And let's do the colouring to make it nice and pretty. Pause, and hopefully that works. 3. Woohoo! That was absolutely crazy. What an awesome idea as well. That was a very, very good puzzle. Very good set. Such a fun idea. I'm pleased it's had, let's move that again out of the way, a good amount of solves as well. Lots of love in the comments. It does 5. What's a 5-letter word meaning modular? Oh, is in it's being slow. It's because it's the rogue, isn't it? Is the class. So it was the rogue that survived. Let me just check that that's true. Probably not in all caps though. Nice. Awesome. Right, what time is it? It's 20 to 10. I think it did with rouge. The rogue. Oh, I did spell it wrong. Nice. Bit of French. Is that? I don't even know that's how you spell rouge in French. Anyway, right. I've had this puzzle on the list a couple of times, so I'm definitely gonna start it today. But it is a bit of a brutal one, so I may have to leave it partway through. I'll probably finish to grab dinner maybe 11 at the latest. See how the progress gets on. But anyway, let's hop to that. Let's copy that across. Just a nice bit of alliteration. Oh, sorry, the rules box isn't there yet, is it? Let's. Is that text readable? There's quite a lot of rules for this one. But it boils down to something relatively straightforward. I'll see you later, Flinty. Thank you very much for coming and having a watch again. That was good fun. Solving those. No, I haven't yet gotten around to it. I have had a look at it previously, 7-zip. Like I tested one of the first versions, but I don't think, or I never finished the final one. So it's been one to go back to on my list for a while. So anyway, somewhere within our big old grid, there's a 6x6 Sudoku, which inside of which it's chaos construction as well. So our actual regions don't necessarily have to be whatever grid things they are. So look, something like that sort of thing. Chaos construction. And then it comes on to the Japanese sums. I should have had a read to this earlier so I could get my head around it again. So I looked at this a while ago, again when I think it was in testing, and then never finished it. And then she published the puzzle. So I've had to go back to it. So some of the cells in the grid outside box. Some of the cells in the grid outside the box contain numbers, which are Japanese style sum clues, indicating the sums of contiguous runs in the cells. Contiguous runs of cells within the row or column of the inner box that are in the same region. So what that means is if this is our inner box, hang on, let's go to green. If we look something like these regions going to work. Yeah, something like that, whatever. Then you can have numbers outside our 6x6 Sudoku, which indicate the Japanese sums across here. Sums of contiguous runs of cells of the inner box that are in the same region. So this could, example, be if that was 6, 1, let's say 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, or whatever. That could be 6 and 3 describing that, and then it can actually jump over here as well. So that would be 5, and then that would be not 12, 7. There's a sum of those two. And all clues for every row or column of the inner box. All clues for every row and column of the inner box. Must be filled in as numbers. Hang on. Sorry. It is a bit of a mental puzzle. All clues for every row and column of the inner box must be filled in as numbers in the cells outside the box in the correct order for the corresponding rows. So yeah, so you've got to fill in the Japanese sum for the entire thing, but it can span the 6x6. And there's no gaps at all. And everything else is completely empty as well. So this is just a completely blank cell in this particular example. And then you get onto the outer sums, so actual clues for the puzzle. And they give you the contiguous runs of cells within the rows or columns of the same parity. So for example, here, the Japanese sums for this would be a 6, a 3, because that's different parity. 6, 1, 1, 2. Are these all opposite parity? No, this at the end at least is different, isn't it? 15. So if this row was clued on the outside, that would be the string of digits, because that's all of our runs of odds and evens, read as Japanese sums. The runs are maximal. They either end on the edge of the grid, and either at the edge of the grid. Yes, yeah. So it takes everything in its parity set up until there isn't any more for it to have. Empty cell does separate the sums of outside clues. So yeah, so we could have the Japanese cell sums given for like this row here. So that could be, say, another 5 perhaps. And this could be a blank cell. And then these two would count as separate outside Japanese sums. They're not a contiguous run of things of the same parity. Question marks are 1 to 9, and double question marks are 2 digits. And so on and so forth. So all like they're at least all clue types which are generally normal. But all put all together have become rather chaotic. And I think that all of these clues have been given, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So wait, have they all been given? Yeah, surely. So within the 6x6, wherever it is, let's just draw it in somewhere. These sum to 21. And the Japanese sums outside our inner 6x6 also sum to 21 because they'll be the sum of the runs of the regions inside of here. So that sums to 42 overall, which luckily is the sum of this 16 and this 26. So we know that along this row, the 6x6 must be in it, and therefore the 6x6 can't come all the way up to the top here. Neither of those are 6x6, and in fact, yes, this row isn't 6x6 either, because then otherwise it's too high. And these clues are incredibly annoying because the stars can be anything that they want, basically, without it really being a problem. This row, though, at least because this one's very small, none of that can be part of the 6x6 because that's at most 12 add 9, so it's 21. And similarly over here, where it's a single question mark, that's at most 9 add. Well, it's most 9. And at the bottom as well, so if they're all 9s, that's 27. That's 39, which is too small because we have to get to 42. So they're not part of the 6x6 for sure. So in fact, we've got quite a lot of cells that are definitely part of the 6x6. 1, 2, 3, 4, up till there, isn't it? So we know pink is definitely part of this inner 6x6 grid. And how about this 18? Because that's going to be quite big. That's got to be at least, because double question mark could be a 10. Got to be at least 38. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Is it possible? Does this really have to be in? I don't think this has to be in the 6x6. Because it could be the case that these are just made up of Japanese sum of inner Japanese sums, couldn't it? So is none of that true? So if that was our, well, that's a bit too, isn't it? Yeah. If this is our 6x6, then these, because it's rows and columns, isn't it? These would describe, or these could be describing how much you have as a run within the grid. Yeah, so in fact, these could be just big old Japanese sums, couldn't they? Like, and they don't have to be massive. That could be a 16 describing a region that goes up this way that just has a sum of 16, which it easily gets there. But this, it's definitely true about these not being allowed to be in the grid. But the rest of it wasn't true. So what is definitely in the grid is some of these 3 columns. I don't know where it goes up and down, but I know left to right, these are always in here, which is going to be interesting with these 3 too, and star thing going on shortly. Because these are runs of the same parity. So we know that's got to start with just the 3 on its own is the only way that works as a thing for either of them. And the other thing that's interesting is the grid can't be at the top, because if the grid was at the top, both of those would start with a 3, and then you'd have two 3s in a row of the actual 6x6 puzzle. So we definitely don't start at the top. And these are, so at least one of them is a 3 that's acting as a region, as a Japanese sum for the chaos construction region of the inner grid. Oh, and here's something else. So the 3 going next to a 2. What's that saying? If this 3, yeah, so the 3 just immediately is followed by a 2 somewhere in this column. But that could be entirely outside of the chaos construction. Or it could be entirely inside the chaos construction as well. And then we don't know how those work. Let's have a look at the other direction as well. So this column here, where we've got a 2 and a 2, that has to be what that looks like. We know that a bit more. Is that has to be, it can't be starting inside our chaos construction, because that would need 2, and then immediately another 2. So but how do we have a gap between these 2 2s? Oh, can it be a pair? Ah, yeah, sorry. So what that is a 2 can be made up of 2 1s together. And the only way that works, I think, is if you have a 2 outside the grid, then a 1 outside the grid, and then a 1 immediately in the grid. But then how's this 2 working? Because this 2 is saying that from the bottom here, this region has a sum of 2. Something I'm not quite understanding in the rules at the moment, I think. What these... this puzzle. So it's... So do they all have to be outside? You can't have any gaps in them. Oh! No, far more easy. No, because that... Then those are both even. Huh. All have the same parity. Hey, pause. I'm struggling with the bookworm puzzle at the moment. Also realised that my title has got a bit cut off. Ah. Yes. That would work, wouldn't it? I was just messaging bookworm trying to get it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So there's got to be a 1 outside. That is the only works that works. And that's in its own region. Nice. So the other thing that implies... Oh, that was very good. Is that the rest of the Japanese sums for this puzzle is at the top here. So you've got a 3 here outside the grid, and then that relates to, because it can only be a 3 there. Oh, nice. You turned up. I went completely off the rails initially, thinking that this line had to be in because it's summed to 42, but I don't think that's true. Also, don't know that this is in the right place up and down, just having a look at these columns at the moment. So we've got a 1 outside with a 1 region that just stops there. So yeah, so at the top, you've got a 3 outside the grid with just a 3 that just stops immediately as well. And the other thing that's interesting there is what this 3 clue now means, because that can't just be the start of the 3 at the top there. That's also a 3 outside the grid somewhere, and therefore a 1-2 pair that's a region that then comes out like this. And this 2, which we can rule out being, yeah, it can't be a pair of 1s because it's even. it has to be a 3 and then a 2 on its own. I think it has to be, because it can't be a 3 outside the grid, then a 2 outside the grid like that, because then that would put a 2 here as a region on its own. So that is just a 3 outside the grid there, straight into a 2 and then a 1. And that looks like that works. Nice. So some digits that we know about, and a lot that we don't, because we don't actually know if this is where this is in relation to up and down and whatnot. Right. So is that all the information we can get from those clues? I think so, because that's an even going straight to an odd. Oh, you know that this sum is even because it's not part of this 3. Oh, that's actually very interesting. Well, it's sort of interesting, isn't it? Because these sum to, what we got left? We got 4, 5, and 6. That sums to an odd number. Oh, I'm gonna have to shift this down. It's the easiest way to do that. Oh, I'm just gonna have to do it manually, aren't I? 3, 2, 1, 3. They're not pink. This is now pink. That line shifts there. That line shifts there. That line shifts there. Oh, that wasn't too bad. So the point I was thinking about is this is an odd outer inner clue thing. And then we've got one that's even. But you've got to have another one that's odd. There, don't you? Whoops. You got some clues that are even, but if that looked like this 3 and then the even there, that's problematic because why is that problematic? Because that would have to be your whole sum, and that doesn't work because that's not even. So we're definitely 3, then an even, then an odd. And are we another one again? I wonder. Or do we know if we're more or less? Oh, and the 2. The 2's nice because that has to be a 5 immediately above the 2. Or else the evens carry on. So these 2 are part of the same region. Do we know that? Yes. In fact, this even has got to take those 2. Oh, but these 2 can be different, I think. Because this even relates to those 2 being connected. And then that odd could either be the 5 on its own or a 5 and a 2. And yeah, this is now the highest this can be, the 6x6. So the 6x6 either sits here or it sits one lower. And if it sits one lower, then these are all in the same region. Oh, doesn't that break this? If this sits one lower, then you got to write down all the Japanese sums for this line, which could only be one thing if it shifts down one lower. And that's already a sum of 18, which none of these clues are. So I think we've got the height of this correct. If that's not true and I've missed something, can you let me know in chat, in or message or whatever? Bookworm, please. And I think we know that's therefore 10. Ooh, nice. And that is therefore a 7. Yes, that is true. No. Those two could still be in different regions. No, because then you'd need 2 things. They're definitely the same region. They're definitely the same region. And that is a 7. Awesome. Right. Well, I think I've now got further than I did last time when I tried this puzzle. I think. No, I can't remember. It scared me, so I've wiped some of it from my brain. Probably wasn't the best idea to then go back to it. But I don't want to be defeated. Gotta believe. This cell's empty. I think it's worthwhile marking that. Outside there, yeah. Force the middle of the 322 column. So, it was to do with the bottom and how that had to be made up of the 2 and then a pair of 1s. And luckily, because I thought that didn't have any solutions, and then Nala pointed out that you could have the 2 1s outside the grid and then the 2 above it, which we think is the only option there for that to work. And then that does a bunch of things, like it puts the 3 at the top. Can't say anything about the order here, but the 2, I think the 2 does force that 5. Because otherwise you've got, reading up from the bottom, you got the pair of 1s and the 2 that's even. And then if that was even again, yeah. Can't force the borders. I thought that 1 meant that this was a 1 on its own with the border there. And because you've got a odd 3, this next Japanese sum. Yes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So that could be a 4-6 on its own here, which would be even, and then it would be odd, and then that's all fine as well. Yeah. But I don't. If the 5 was there, this would be a 4-6, and then the problem is the odd even stuff and the bottom would read 2 and then something more than 2, but we know the second digit is a 2, which is why the 5 can be placed. To do with the parity clues. Yeah, nice. Cool. So this is now kind of curious. Along here, isn't it? Especially with this 1, I want to say. Because you've got all of your odds on one side and all of your evens on the other, because you've been given all of the Japanese sums. And let's have a think about which way round these might go. Yes, if they're this way round, then evens would all be on the left and odds on the right. So if we look like something like that, we don't know, or if evens are on the left, then this. Oh no, but this could be small. I was thinking this had. No. This is. Oh damn! No, it doesn't work. Because this could just be a region sum of like 6 or whatever. Pick up that, and then the 2, 4, or 4. It would have to be like 4 or something like that. That is the only way it works, though. So if your evens on the left, then you have to start with a 4, and you'd have a 4 outside the grid. That's just say we look like that. You have a 4 outside the grid with a 4 on its own region, and then that would be 16. And isn't it all? No, we don't know if it's all one region. No. But those would be at least a region. And they could be on their own. Let's have a look at the other way around, because perhaps that's easier to disprove. If we look like this, then so far you've got 9, and you need to make another 7 to get up to 16. And yeah, and how the hell are you making 7? You can't from this direction, because they're all odd, and some to more than 7 on their own. So we are in the case that the 4 is on this side, and the 3, 5, like that. We don't know where left or right it is, but we know it looks something like this. If I do something stupid, by the way, please point it out, Bookworm, if I miss a option or something like that. Start going down a rabbit hole. And this region's got to grow, which seems interesting to do with this. No, haven't forced left-rightness at all. This could be. Yeah, but there's only a couple of options, aren't there? We're either here, or we're one space over to the left, so I can blue that for sure. We're either here, or we're one space over. And if we're... I don't think this case works. Oh, wait, no, this... Hang on. No. Where's my odds and evens going? Yeah, so I can shift one case over to the left. Can't I? So I can blue all of that. So we could be looking like this, and that would be a 3, 5 or whatever. This would be a 2, 6 with a 4 there, and a 4 outside the grid. But there's only a couple of options left. And this is outside the grid, the 18 and the 2 question marks. Interesting. So what I was worried about is if we were here, how this 6 clue would work. Because you can't be a 6 outside the grid here, because that's a 4 that would have to grow and have to be a 2. And that clashes with that too. And if it's just saying that the sum of the evens coming from up here is 6. Oh, but it could be a sum. No, because again, it can't be a sum of evens that sum to 6, because this is even. It'd have to be a 6 and then an odd. Or there's nothing down here, and that's a 4 that has a 2. So I think we've found the grid. And this is 4 and that's 4. Oops. Yeah. That looks true. Oops. This has got to grow as a region. Nice. So this is even because this 12 clue starts with this 4 and then goes up. Don't know how much by. That can be a 6 on its own. If it's then a 2 above it, I think. And this is interesting as well, because that's empty. Yeah, I'll put back the empty cells because they are interesting. And you've got a question mark 12 question mark somewhere down here. But I think, I'm afraid, having you got to come in, I suppose that was 20 minutes ago. I think I'm gonna have to leave it there for this evening because my brain is slowing down. But I'm very pleased. So I think I have found where the grid is, where the 6x6 grid is, and that's sort of where I wanted to get to, and with some actual digits placed and such. But yeah. Oh, nice. I thought so. I didn't think I'd found the 6x6 before. So that is good progress. So next time, yeah, possibly want to. Oh, and this is interesting as well. You've got to have a Japanese sum that reaches out to here. Got to have some clues that reach out to here. But yeah. Lovely. For anyone else streaming Sudoku, doesn't look like it at the moment. No one to raid today. I'll leave that for another time. But thank you everyone for hopping in and watching. I've now really enjoyed the Sudoku-like puzzle earlier. And winning Rome was an awesome puzzle as well. Got on all the good ones we did. That was very nice. I should be back on Friday, I reckon, to carry on tackling this. About 6 PM UK time, I'll probably try and be live again. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Chat to you all sometime later, I'm sure. See you later.